Goku and Vegeta might have to fuse in this fight against Jiren. So it's pretty widely accepted that Gogeta is not canon, and that would be the fusion that those two would go to if there's no Potaras. They could ideally shoot for what Goten and Trunks do with the fusion dance and transform, right? And that's the thing, even if it's not canon, they can incorporate some version of that transformation into the series, into Dragon Ball Super, in the same way that they pretty much gave us a female Broly, even though, we had the original Broly in the movie. FFS because I don't want to be on restricted mode, but we could even see an upgrade from what we saw in GT, where we have a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. If Goku and Vegeta have naturally gotten stronger alone, their fusion's also going to be stronger as well. Now, originally this wasn't a discussion because fusions weren't allowed, right, in this Tournament of Power. But I'm guessing why it's allowed in this instance is because it's not really with any kind of cheats or items involved, even though it is kind of cheaty. I mean, if you really think about it, combining with someone else's power isn't really how we envision these fights to go, right? It's supposed to be your own power, your own strength, and you're supposed to hold up for your team. But I'm guessing it goes because they're not using any sort of item. It's like a natural fusion. It's something that they can do, organically. Let's take a look at these spoilers to see if we can grasp a better concept. Episode 102, a huge explosion of love power. Universe 2's magical girl warrior. It's time to merge the warrior of love and victory. Furious battles rage on in the Tournament of Power. Universe 2 warrior Brienne merges with her ally Sanka, and I'm not even going to pronounce that name because I know there's going to be a lot of triggered people in the comment section like, Double Four, you shouldn't even attempt to pronounce the names because you sound stupid when you do it. Fuck you, alright? I'm not even going to pronounce it, alright? You guys win. To transform into Ribrianne, what is her true strength? I mean, it's pretty, out there. Their true strength is the fact that they fuse and they get stronger because they literally combine warriors. The kamikaze fireballs are going to go out, right? But they serve as a purpose to basically open up the possibility of a fusion between Vegeta and Goku, because I'll say this time and time again, and I'll hammer this into every single one of you, I don't see Goku, yet alone Vegeta, defeating Jiren alone. It's just not happening. And so yeah, I think that they might even have to go to the extent of reintroducing something from the past that wasn't even canon, kind of twisting it in a way and allowing for it to happen in the Tournament of Power so that they actually have a fighting chance. I know people are like, it's Goku's destiny to transform and defeat Jiren, but if that happens without any good explanation and it's just like a transformation due to rage, I might drop Dragon Ball Super. I don't want that to happen. I think that would be terrible writing. It's got to be legit, and I would rather see a fusion between Goku and Vegeta temporarily where they weaken Jiren down to, at least make things make sense, right? Goku can't do it alone, Vegeta can't do it alone, but maybe together they have that fighting chance against Jiren and the Pride Troopers who aren't going to just disappear. Toppo's going to be there. If they explain Goku's transformation with he learned it from the Universe 6 Saiyan. So yes, equivalent exchange. Goku gives Caulifla some hints as to how to transform Super Saiyan Blue, and in return, Caulifla shows Goku the way Universe 6 Saiyans transform, focusing all of that energy into the back, and that's why, we saw Goku's back, and Goku's going to learn how to transform beyond what he already knows because of Universe 6 Saiyans. So the Universe 6 Saiyans are like Goku's teacher. That would be legitimately, that would be destructive. That would literally be violating my love for the series if they actually pull that off. I know there's going to be people like, Double Four, you're just stupid, you just make crazy predictions. I'd rather see Goku learn the transformation from the Universe, and I would rather Goku get the transformation due to rage, even though all of his new godly transformations is the opposite of that, and him having, stable ki control, him, being in a more peaceful, calm mindset. I would rather an actual fusion between Goku and Vegeta where they pull out some non-canonical shit than some bullshit like that. And I'm not saying Goku shouldn't transform, but it has to be a reasonable transformation for a reasonable reason. And I'm not necessarily saying Goku and Vegeta are going to fuse, but the option is at least on the table now. And that gets me thinking, no Potara is right, even though, like, technically other characters in the series and the other universes have used kind of cheats, like the drugs, you know, from Universe 9. I also want you guys to take this video with a grain of salt, because her fusing with her teammates could simply be something like they united with each other. It could be something lost in translation and they used a word that wasn't the most appropriate for that circumstance. That happens. Because we actually saw Brienne transform alone, right? So this could be just an upgraded version where she gets even thicker, you know, even fatter. But it could also be something lost in translation. Other Dragon Ball YouTubers didn't cover that specifically, but I think it's important to note. Now, following with the 102 spoilers, 17 this week misjudges the situation and immediately attacks. While Brienne is transforming, 17 mercilessly attacks her. His actions are criticized as being ill-mannered naturally by those from Universe 2, but even Goku chimes in and berates him. I feel like Goku just gets, like, dumber as time goes on. Like, maybe he actually loses brain cells, like his IQ drops as he trains or something. Like, there's gotta be some explanation behind this, because why are you concerned about your teammates taking action and trying to ensure that your universe survives? You put in work to make sure Android 17 would join the team. So now you're gonna berate him as he's, you know, being smart and taking advantage of a situation, and then while those guys are transforming, trying to get an edge? Do what future Trunks would do in a situation like this. Take advantage. Don't let these guys get stronger, because even if you could use the argument that for the story it's better that characters power up and you give them the chance so that we get better fights, it's not like this is the end-all mean-all, right? There's got to be some fights where there's some strategy used where we actually care about our universe and not only about strictly having fun and fighting. It's possible that this reminded him of Cell, right? And what if they actually use a flashback of Android 17 taking on Cell? And, like, I feel like that would be a really great opportunity to give us some feels, some nostalgia in the middle of all this stupidity, as Goku, you know, fucking criticizes his own teammate for trying to win the damn tournament. Now, we do have some spoilers for this week's episode to give you a sense of direction where things will go right now. After witnessing Jiren's power, Goku can't help but want to challenge him. However, the moment Goku springs at Jiren, he is hit by Toppo's Justice Flash and sent flying. You see, they be hyping Jiren up way too much, because throughout this Tournament of Power so far, it's literally been Jiren, like, standing and, like, people looking at him and nobody being able to touch this dude. You know, everybody gets eventually, like, distracted by somebody else and nobody just wants to mess with this guy, right? And then when he does take action, it's just some next level shit like exploding bitches in the air that nearly take out the MC of the story. After landing, Goku again runs into the Universe 6 Saiyan Cauliflaw and learns a new transformation, focusing all of his energy into his back. And then is surrounded by Universe 11 warriors led by Casserole. Entrusted by Toppo with the task of defeating Goku, these 5 warriors each have their own special abilities and give Goku a hard time. Though Casserole is full of confidence, androids number 17 and 18 come to Goku's rescue. And then Goku berates them. He's telling them, like, listen, you gotta give them time to transform. Please. All jokes aside, because there's a lot to go around, I feel like these next few weeks are going to be absolutely crazy. I don't even know what to predict anymore. Again, Jiren seems undefeatable, and could we now see a fusion between Goku and Vegeta? Is that a legitimate solution to Jiren?